for sure are going to be making their ways up north to the cabins, maybe going on a nature walk, or just out at the park.
But with all good things, there is a ticking clock, and if you're not careful, you could be the next person with a difficult diagnosis of Lyme disease. And with us today are two people who know more about the dangers of Lyme disease than most. We've got neurologist Dr. Elena Frid here in the black, and then also the founder of Project Lyme, Heather Hearst. Welcome to the show. This is a very important topic this time of year, especially since we're getting outside. First of all, let's start with Lyme disease. What exactly, doctor, does Lyme disease do, the effects on a person? What happens?
Alex, thank you so much for having us on the show. This is such an important topic, and obviously now it's the spring and summer's coming, or are here already, and Lyme disease is a very big issue in the medical community, and it's a controversial issue. And Lyme disease is a bacterial infection that can affect the nervous system, that can cause many different neurologic complications, which initially start with headaches. You can have a rash, you can have fevers, joint aches, and unrelenting fatigue. And if it's not recognized early, it can lead to other chronic complications as well.
Okay, and so why is it so hard to diagnose?
It's hard to diagnose because I told you, as I just mentioned, that the symptoms are so vague, and it can mimic many different other diseases. And often the testing that's done initially and later on in the infections are not exactly accurate. And so even if a physician or a patient suspect Lyme disease at times, you may have false negative results and basically false reassurance for patients. And therefore, I always recommend for patients to recheck or potentially even see a Lyme literate physician that they can find on Project Lyme website, or for example, ilads.org is a good website they can go on and find a Lyme literate physician to look into their condition further.
And Heather, that's why it's so important to talk about prevention, because obviously if you can prevent it, you don't even need to get into that situation where you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you don't have to cure what you don't catch.
Right, exactly. So you've got some products that people could, bring with them when they're going up north, or just maybe have with them. What are we looking at? What can you do to prevent this?
Well, you want to prevent tick bites because you get Lyme disease from tick bites. So first thing to know is where ticks live, and they tend to be in shaded, humid, wooded areas, but they can be anywhere in your backyard, in parks. So knowing that, and then preparing to go outside. So you can, one of the best things to do is dress properly. So that's covering up is really important, wearing light colored clothing so you could see the ticks.
You have here, let's take a look at.
So ticks typically come from the ground up, and Insect Shield has some great products. So socks are really good because the ticks come from the ground up, and they're treated with permethrin, and permethrin is embedded into the fibers of the socks or the blanket here, and it repels mosquitoes and ticks and other insects, and then they can also...
And you actually have repellent, too,
and
just
then
like
you
do with
can,
mosquitoes.
so Insect Shield lasts 70 washes, and then you can treat your own clothing with permethrin, and this lasts 6 washes, but it does the same thing as repels the insects and ticks and will kill them. You can also do things in your yard. You can use these tick tubes, which you put them throughout your yard, and the mice go into them. They take out the cotton that's treated with permethrin again and put them in their nests, and it kills the ticks that are on the mice. And
wow,
I know, and it was one really great way. You can learn more at the Thermocell. Of course, wearing insect repellent with at least 20% DEET is great. Let's see,
and
what
then
else?
if you get a tick on you, there's this. I mean, I think I'm just using some kind of a tweezer, but this is
specific
so
yes,
to...
this is a great tweezer. It's Tick Ease, and pointy tip tweezers are really helpful because these ticks can be, especially this time of year, they're really, really small. They're the nymph-sized ticks, and they're as small as a pinhead. And so you need to use the pointy tip tweezers, and this is designed so you can, it also has a different end that is useful for taking off ticks off your pets.
Okay.
So that's Tick Ease.
quickly, Heather, we want to get the information about an event that you guys are having at the Mall of America that's this weekend.
Yes.
We want to get the information. You see it right there. Project Lyme, the awareness walk. It's at Mall of America, Saturday, 8:30. Wear your green, of course. Show your support. ProjectLyme.org. Heather, quickly, the event just to raise awareness, talk about this so people know what's going on.
Yeah,
and
so
know what to watch out for.
yeah, we want people to know more about Lyme disease and recognize that it is actually very serious here in this state. In Minnesota, you're in the top 14 in the country. So we need people talking about ticks, understanding the consequences and why you have to take these preventative measures. And also we want to raise money so we can get the word out.
All right.
Very timely issue.
Dr. Frid and Heather, thanks so much for joining us and talking about the event that is coming up this weekend, talking about Lyme Awareness Walk. It's coming up tomorrow at the Mall of America, starting at 8:30. Check in an hour before. All proceeds go to Project Lyme. And as you mentioned before, make sure to wear green.
And check out the website if you want some more information. Coming up here on the Fox 9 Morning Buzz, calling all Harry Potter fans, where the story